Hello everyone, welcome once again in the video lecture of Communication Engineering. In today's video lecture, we are going to discuss the remaining digital modulation techniques. In the last video lecture, we have seen while performing digital modulation, our information will be in the form of digital, while the carrier that will carry the information will be in the form of analog. Because the carrier is in the form of analog, and we can vary either amplitude, phase or frequency of this carrier signal according to the digital data. The digital modulation techniques can be categorized as amplitude, frequency and phase modulation, under which we will have amplitude shift keying digital modulation technique, frequency shift keying digital modulation technique and phase shift keying digital modulation technique. The combination of ASK and PSK is quadrature amplitude modulation. There is one more kind of digital modulation technique which is known as continuous phase modulation, under which we will study minimum shift keying. So in the last video lecture, we have already discussed about the generation and detection of amplitude shift keying and frequency shift keying method. In today's video lecture, we are going to discuss about the phase modulation with the through digital modulation technique, that is phase shift keying, a variety of phase shift keying, that is quadrature phase shift keying, and overview of quadrature amplitude modulation and overview of continuous phase modulation with minimum shift keying method. So let us start with phase shift keying digital modulation technique. As the name indicates, in phase shift keying method, the phase of the carrier signal that is in the form of analog will vary according to the digital data. It will consider that we are transmitting only one bit at a time. That means we have two binary digits 0 and 1. So to represent two variations in the modulated signal, we are required two different phases or two phase transitions. What is phase shift keying method? Phase shift keying is a kind of digital modulation technique in which digital signal is represented as a change in the phase of carrier signal. We also called simple phase shift keying method as a binary phase shift keying method, two-level phase shift keying method, or BPSK, that uses two phases 0 degree or 180 degree to represent the two binary digits 0 and 1. That means if we are considering that we are sending only one bit at a time and we have only two bits in the digital data, that is 0 and 1, so we require two different phase transitions. This kind of phase shift keying method is also called as two-level PSK or binary PSK. PSK is equivalent to multiply the carrier by +1 when the information is equal to 1 and by -1 when the information is equal to binary 0. So let us understand how we can generate phase shift keying modulated signal. To generate phase shift keying modulated signal, the very important aspect is the selection of a proper line coding technique. We cannot select unipolar line coding technique for the generation of phase shift keying modulated signal. First, we will have a sequence of digital data that will be in the form of ones and zeros. Then we need to convert this digital data into digital waveform or digital signal with the help of a proper line coding technique. That line coding technique must be a polar line coding technique. It cannot be unipolar line coding technique, as we want to represent the variation in the phase of the carrier signal according to the digital data. And that variation can be indicated if we will have the two voltage levels, one corresponding to binary 1 and the another one corresponding to binary 0. So we require both positive and negative voltage level so that we can indicate the change in the phase. So we have to select polar line coding technique to represent positive and negative voltage level corresponding to binary 1 and binary 0. Okay. Then after converting the digital data into the digital waveform, we will have a balanced modulator. Another input to this balanced modulator will be a carrier signal high frequency periodic waveform. when these two signals will be multiplied, what is the change in this digital signal this time? Here, corresponding to plus binary 1, we will have a positive voltage level, and corresponding to binary 0, we will have negative voltage level, corresponding to binary 1 and corresponding to binary 0. Okay, so when this positive and negative voltage level of this particular digital signal or the waveform will be multiplied with this carrier signal, wherever there is binary 0, there is a phase shift we will consider 0 degree, and wherever there is a transition from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0, we will have a phase shift of 180 degree. Okay, so at the output of this balanced modulator, what we will get? We will get a binary phase shift keying modulated signal, where we will have a phase shift of 180 degree whenever there is a transition from 1 to 0 or 0 to 1, and if the same bit sequence is repeated, then there will be no phase difference. So let us observe this PSK waveform. So here what we are how we are representing binary 1 and binary 0. The binary 1 we are representing as A cos 2 pi FCT, where FC indicates the frequency of the carrier signal, while the binary 0 we are representing with A cos 2 pi FCT plus pi, that is minus that is 180 degree. So we will get minus of A cos 2 pi FCT, where A is the amplitude of the carrier signal and FC is the frequency of the carrier signal. So this is the general representation of phase shift keying modulated signal. Binary 1 is represented with a phase difference of 0 degree, while binary 0 is represented with a phase difference of 180 degree. So here we will have our binary data or the digital data, then we will convert this digital data into a digital signal with the help of polar line coding technique. Here the selection of line coding technique is very important to generate PSK modulated signal. Then we will have high frequency periodic waveform, that is the carrier signal, and when we will mix both of them with the help of balanced modulator, what we are getting? Whenever there is no transition from bit to bit, 1 and 1, there is no phase difference, 0 degree and 0 degree. Whenever there is a transition from 1 to 0 or from 0 to 1, we are having a phase difference of 180 degree. So this is how we can have phase shift keying modulated, we can generate phase shift keying modulated signal. Now how we can detect phase shift keying modulated signal? We can detect a BPSK signal with the help of coherent detection method. We already know what is coherent detection. In coherent detection at the receiver, with the help of local oscillator, we used to generate a carrier signal that should be similar in phase and frequency to the carrier that was used at the time of transmission. So first we will have our received BPSK signal, then we will have a balanced modulator and integrator. One of the input to the balanced modulator is carrier signal that is being generated by a local oscillator at the receiver. Then the output of the balanced modulator will be sent to an integrator and then it will be sent to a decision device. Till this point, what kind of signal we will have? We will have analog information. At this point, we will have analog information. When we will pass this analog modulating signal to the decision device, then this will be converted into the digital data again. So what is happening here? In the coherent BPSK demodulator, the received signal is multiplied by a reference frequency generator, that is this one. The frequency and the phase generated by this local oscillator should be similar to the phase and frequency of the carrier used at the time of transmission of the PSK modulated signal. Then the multiplied output is integrated over 1 bit period using an integrator. Here this integrator will fulfill the purpose of low pass filter that we were using at the time of analog demodulation technique. Then the output of the integrator will be passed from a decision device. This decision device is actually a comparator the coming information will be compared with the preset threshold value, and whenever this information will exceed that threshold level, we will get binary 1, and whenever it will not be able to cross that threshold level, we will get binary 0. So in this way, what we will get our digital information back from the modulated signal. So this is how we can detect BPSK modulated signal. Now we have some of the advantages, disadvantages and application of phase shift keying digital modulation method. The advantage of PSK is that it is very less susceptible to noise and error in comparison of amplitude shift keying, as the information content lie within the variation of the phase of the carrier signal rather than the amplitude. The disadvantage of PSK modulation is that the detection of PSK is very complex in comparison of ASK and FSK. Here one more point, we are performing coherent detection of PSK. The non-coherent detection of ASK and FSK is possible, but the non-coherent detection of binary PSK scheme is not possible. So it has complex signal detection process in comparison of ASK and FSK. In case of PSK, we have one more problem, that is the problem of phase discontinuity. Whenever there is so much transition from 1 to 0, 0 to 1, then there can be a discontinuity in the phase. We may experience a discontinuity in the phase that may cause further error in the modulated signal. We can use binary PSK scheme in optical communication and in local oscillators. The next, we have M-array coding. Till now we have discussed the basic digital modulation scheme, that is binary ASK, binary FSK and binary PSK. Binary means that we are transmitting single digit at a time, but we can also transmit combination of bits. That means instead of transmitting 0 and 1 at a time, we can transmit combination of these two binary digits. So we can also increase this combination up to 3 digits. We can also increase this combination 4 digits and so on. It will keep on increasing the number of bits for representing each data element. Then it comes under the category of high level of modulation or M-array encoding. What is M-array encoding? M simply represents a digit that corresponds to the number of conditions or possible combinations for a given number of binary variables, where this M in M-array encoding, M represents that how many combinations of these two digits we are using for the transmission of the data or for representing a single data element or a single signal element. Okay, for example, a digital signal with 8 possible conditions is an M-array system with M is equals to 8. In binary PSK, what we are having in BPSK, if I want to represent this B, then it can be written as 2PSK. What this 2 is indicating, this 2 is equivalent to this M, and what this 2 is indicating, that we are having a possible combination 2 in the entire digital information that we are transmitting. Okay, so if this M is equals to 8, then it will become 8 PSK. 8 PSK is indicating, that means we have total 8 possible combinations that we can transmit. 8 possible combinations, that means we can calculate how many bits we are transmitting corresponding to one signal element with the help of this simple relationship that we have already seen in the case of PCM also, that is N is equals to log 2M or N is equals to log base 2 L, where N is the number of bits required to represent those possible combinations. So if M is equals to 8 or M is equals to 2 or M is equals to 16, we can calculate the number of bits required to represent each signal element. Fine. So N is the number of bits and M is the number of possible combinations. For example, for 2 raised to the power 1, only 2 conditions are required. Here n is equals to 1. For 2 raised to the power 2, we require total 4 conditions. So here in this case n will become 2 and m will become 4. In case of 8 PSK, we will have, in case of 8 PSK, how many bits we require? 3. That means n will become 3 for m is equals to 8. So m in M array encoding, it simply indicates higher level of modulation technique. So in PSK or in binary PSK, FSK or ASK, we have seen that we are transmitting only one digit at a time or one bit at a time. We can increase this combination to improve the signal to quantization noise ratio also. The next category under the phase shift modulation, digital modulation scheme is QPSK, that is quadrature phase shift keying. In quadrature phase shift keying, the term quadrature implies that there are 4 possible phases. In BPSK, how many phase transitions we are considering? We were considering 2 phases, 0 degree and 180 degree. 0 degree corresponding to binary 1, 180 degree corresponding to binary 0. In quadrature phase shift keying, we will have 4 different phases: 0 degree, 90 degree, 180 degree and 270 degree. In quadrature phase shift keying, instead of transmitting 1 bit at a time, what amount of bits we used to transmit? We used to transmit 2 bits at a time. Okay, so it is also called as 4PSK, quadrature phase shift keying. The pair of bits represented by each phase and the rate of change in the signal determines the signal bandwidth. 4 different signals are generated, each representing 2 bits. If we are using 2 bits to represent single signal element, that means total combination possible with the help of 2 bits at a time is 4. Corresponding to binary 0, it will be 0, 0, 0, 0, 1 and 1, 0. And 1, 1. Okay, so here we can also observe we have 4 different phases corresponding to 4 different combinations. So in QPSK, we can transmit more amount of data with the help of 4 different phases. It will help us in increasing the data rate. The next category of digital modulation technique is quadrature amplitude modulation. Quadrature amplitude modulation we can consider as a combination of amplitude and phase modulation technique. QAM is a type of modulation method which utilizes both amplitude and phase modulation of the carrier. Not only are different phase shift produced but also the amplitude of the carrier is also varied. In quadrature amplitude modulation, the phase as well as the amplitude of the carrier signal will vary according to the digital information or the information that we want to modulate. It can be considered as a mixture of phase and frequency modulation, that is ASK and PSK. QAM exists in both the formats, analog format as well as in digital format. So here when we are discussing QAM under digital modulation technique, so we can consider QAM as a combination of ASK and PSK. The main aim of developing this QAM method to save the bandwidth. That means with the help of amplitude and phase variation together in one modulation technique, we can transmit more amount of data. So it will help us in saving the bandwidth. It is lower susceptible to noise than ASK and higher bit rate than PSK. Okay, so here we can observe how the QAM waveform looks like. First, we will have our binary data sequence, then it will be converted into into a digital waveform or the digital signal. Then in the QAM waveform, we can observe variation in the amplitude as well as variation in the phase. Okay, so QAM we can consider as a combination of amplitude and phase modulation technique. The next type of digital modulation is continuous phase modulation. Let us understand what is continuous phase modulation and why it is required. Continuous phase modulation is a method for modulation of data commonly used in wireless communication. In contrast to other digital phase modulation techniques where the carrier phase abruptly changes and reset to 0 at the very start of the average symbol, in continuous phase modulation, the carrier phase is modulated in a continuous manner. What is the meaning of this line? We will see in the next slide. What will be the consequences of abrupt phase changes? The abrupt phase changes or the transitions generate frequency components that have significant amplitudes. That will result power in the side bands or side lobes, not in the side bands. It will result power in the side lobes that will further cause co-channel and inter-channel interferences. So, continuous phase modulation is a scheme that is used or preferred to counter these problems of power in the side lobes and the problem of co-channel and inter-channel interferences. Let us understand what is the meaning of discontinuity in the phase. Here we have general FSK method. For generating frequency shift keying modulated signal, what we require a high frequency carrier and a low frequency carrier in case of BFSK scheme to represent binary 1 and to represent binary 0 in the modulated signal. So, whenever there is a transition from 0 to 1, 1 to 0, the phases we can observe in this waveform at this point, it is discontinuous. So, this is the meaning of discontinuity in the phase or the frequency. So, this discontinuous phase generates unwanted spectrum with some power contents in the side lobes. In continuous phase modulation method, we will have a smooth phase and frequency transition. In one of the type of continuous phase modulation is MSK, minimum shift keying. So, this is representing the waveform of minimum shift keying. Here we can observe whenever our data is changing from 1 to 0 or 0 to 1, there is a smooth transition of phase and frequency. So, this is continuous phase modulation. Continuous means the phase or the frequency will vary in a continuous or in a smooth manner. So, one of the method with the help of which we can achieve continuous phase modulation is minimum shift keying. Minimum shift keying is a type of frequency modulation based on continuous phase frequency shift keying modulation method. The advantages of minimum shift keying is that it will have better spectral efficiency and high efficiency as compared to the other modes, as it allows power amplifiers to operate in saturation mode. How we can represent minimum shift keying? In general, this is the general representation of minimum shift keying signal. For binary 0 or for bit 0, we can write the modulated signal as under root of twice of EB by TB cos of 2 pi f naught t, where f naught is we can consider as a low frequency carrier signal, while for bit 1 f1 we can consider as a high frequency carrier signal. EB is representing the bit energy, TB is representing the bit interval. Okay. So, this minimum shift keying has a feature that there are no phase discontinuities. Here also we can observe the waveform of minimum shift keying. How we can generate these waveform, minimum shift keying waveform, that we will discuss in our in digital communication. So, here we can observe if this is the carrier, here we have represented only one carrier, but we will have two carriers or multiple carriers depending upon how many bits we are transmitting at a time. Here we will have our data. So, whenever data is changing from 1 to 0 or from 0 to 1, we can observe that the change in the phase or the frequency is very smooth. So, this minimum shift keying method, which is a kind of continuous phase modulation method, will help us in removing or in reducing the phase discontinuities, and this significantly reduces the bandwidth required over other forms of phase and frequency shift keying modulation techniques. So this is all about this continuous phase modulation method. So in today's video lecture, we have discussed the generation and detection of binary phase shift keying method, and then we have discussed a general overview of M-array encoding technique, under which we have seen quadrature phase shift keying method, then quadrature amplitude modulation method, which is a combination of ASK and FSK under digital modulation scheme. Then we have seen another concept of digital modulation scheme, that is continuous phase modulation method, under which we have seen the overview of minimum shift keying method. So this is all about this video lecture. Thank you everyone.